This week's memes with Marc and Pete. This week's memes?
Let's look at some memes.
All right. So this is a meme format that gets thrown around. So Spotify is music streaming, and also a podcast. We're on Spotify. Shout out Marc and Pete on Spotify.
Check us out on Spotify.
You can make playlists on Spotify. And so what we're looking at here is a playlist. The title of the playlist is called A Toaster. And it has 8 songs on it. And we'll just go through the 8 songs. The first song is called Silence by Marshmallow Khalid Marshmallow.
Khalid.
And the second song is also called Silence by 5 Admin. And the third one is called The Sound of Silence by Disturbed. And the fourth one is called Silence as well by Before You Exit. And then number 5, More Silence by Brock Beats and Ian Urbina. Number 6, Silence by Our Last Night. And then number 7, Ka-Ching by Shania Twain. Are you familiar with that song?
No, but that's like when your toaster strudel or your Pop-Tart pops out of the toaster. And it goes ka-ching. And you have a sweet, tasty, hot breakfast treat to enjoy.
And finally, number 8 is Toast Time by Chris Sertle.
Oh, I guess we were making toast this whole time.
Because after the ka-ching, then it's toast time.
I love this meme format.
Because format.
You know, people really just really dig into Spotify and like search for songs with like just the right title. There's really no cohesiveness to the playlist itself. I mean, in terms of genre, style of music, it doesn't matter. It's all about the titles.
It's all about the title. So, you know, it's silence, ka-ching, toast time, which is the experience. I don't know. Do the youths, do the millennials, do you have a toaster?
Oh, I don't own a toaster, but lots of people do.
I don't own a toaster. I haven't lived in a house that has a toaster. And do a lot of people have a toaster? What do you do?
Pretty popular.
What do you do if you want toast? If you don't have a toaster.
I don't eat a lot of toast.
Neither do I.
Just one of those things I learned I don't eat a lot of carbs, you know?
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like, you know, making toast is just like making carbs, you know. And what are you going to put on your toast? Either some fucking sugary jam or some butter. There's some butter. Is butter bad for you? I feel like that was a lie propagated by Big Sugar.
You tell me, Mr. Keto.
I don't know. Peanut butter? Peanut butter's bad.
Peanut butter's good.
Peanut butter's delicious.
On toast.
It's good. Toast, yeah. My favorite, my mom used to make sandwiches, you know, and everyone had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, right?
Yeah.
You ever have a peanut butter and honey sandwich? Ooh-wee. Throw some bananas on that sumbitch.
Well, you lost me there, but...
You don't like a banana?
No, I hate bananas.
You hate bananas?
I hate bananas.
How do you get your potassium?
Pills.
That's the toaster meme. What else do we got here? How is anyone not on medication right now? Who is out here just raw dogging the decline of man? Oh, this goes well. We just did an episode on the apocalypse. And it's quite topical, right? You know, everything's going poorly, right? It's just bad news all the time. So, you know, how is it that people can just do it without any medication? And we're the perfect sample set for this, right? Because I am on no medications, and Pete is on so many medications. You want to rattle off the medications that you're on?
Not particularly, but it's different strokes for different folks.
Yeah. And yeah, you know, it is
different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, I often think of maybe it would be nice to, you know, kind of numb the anxiety a little bit. I do with well, I do have a prescription for weed, right? You know, I do that sometimes. That's kind of a medication.
There you go.
It's kind of a loosey-goosey one, though.
Yeah, you can't say you're not medicated.
Because I also use it recreationally. Do you ever use any of the medications you're prescribed to, or
Nope.
you know?
I don't.
You never just like crush it up and
I took some.
rail it up the...
I took some extra propranolol today, which is it's like a beta blocker.
Oh, really?
Keep the shaky leg down.
Yeah. If we ever have to do a live episode, I'm going to borrow some of that. The beta blockers, I hear, are great for like if you have to give a speech or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Helps with the jitters.
My favorite part of this meme is how they use the term raw dogging. Raw dogging the decline of it.
Can I do the next one?
Yeah.
Good, because this was my meme. Yo, you're a wizard, bro.
Well, set up a little context.
All right, so this one's from Harry Potter, and I know there are a lot of Harry Potter fans out there, and it's just using a modern vernacular. So we got Hagrid saying his famous line to Harry, "You're a wizard, bro," and Harry's like, "On God?" And Hagrid's like, "Dead ass, you're a busted wizard for real." And Harry's like, "No, bro, that's cap for real." And this was the famous scene from the movie where Hagrid tells Harry he's a wizard.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a pivotal moment.
But
And,
so, you know,
just rewritten in kind of a modern tongue.
not only did they change the vernacular, but there's also a hairdo sort of change going on.
And they've got the hair.
The hair, and then some. Hagrid's got some face tattoos, and I guess Harry does as well. Has some sort of neck tattoo and a teardrop. Is there a teardrop? A couple, like, I don't know, some under the eye things. And yeah, they've got the hair. Which, am I wrong in this? Was this hairstyle popularized by Patrick Mahomes?
No. I knew a guy in college who had that haircut.
Well, okay. It's
That was like 10 years ago.
The high and, tight on the sides, but real curly on top.
Yeah.
Like a perm on top.
It's a perm.
Yeah. And so this is just, I haven't quite figured out who's actually talking like this, like who this is supposed to be encapsulating. But I guess people with face tattoos and that haircut.
I think it's like a New York thing. I don't know.
Is it a New York thing?
Yeah.
Jersey, maybe. I don't know. What do you think of the Harry Potter series, Pete? Did you read it when you were a kid? It seems like we grew up. Right?
I read the first 4 books. I read up through Goblet of Fire, and then it was about 5th grade, and I started getting into like video games and Star Wars, drugs. I stopped, but it's charming. It's a charming series. I've seen a lot of people with Harry Potter tattoos out there. People I like and respect with Harry Potter tattoos out there. So I think it's a whimsical tale that you can get lost in.
What do you think about J.K. Rowling spreading all this hate against the trans community now? Isn't that wild?
Spicy.
She's like done writing books, and now she's like, I'm gonna fuck with the trans
women are women
community.
and men are men.
Yeah, what is up with that? Like, I mean, that's obviously just like complete publicity
Garbage.
suicide, and yeah, I don't know why you would. Seems crazy, but whatever. She's a billionaire, right?
Hagrid's a beast, though. Hagrid is a Sagittarius.
What?
So, yeah, I love him.
Are you a big astrology guy? Are you real into astrology?
I buy into that. No cap, for real.
You do? I didn't know you actually did.
Well, yeah.
Well, there's that. What's your sign?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh, so because he's also a Sagittarius, that's why you like him.
Yeah.
Wait, is Hagrid a Sagittarius? Or is the actor that plays Hagrid?
No, Hagrid is a Sagittarius.
How do you know?
He just is.
He just is.
I made it up.
Pete made it up. All right. So this one's another tweet. The tweet is, love the deli paper on the doctor's table. I'm a sick little sandwich.
God, I love this one. Isn't it just, I mean, don't you just ever feel like a sick little sandwich?
No.
Sitting up there in your skivvies on the doctor's table. You're in a paper gown.
It's like I understand it when I read it, but I don't think I've ever felt that way. I always feel like the paper on the doctor's table is like a thing. Like, like what's up with that? Why do I have to sit up on that?
Why do they make you get naked if you just have like a cold?
They've never made me get naked when I came in with a cold, Pete. I think this might be. Were you molested by a doctor?
You might have to recommend me your doctor, because
Yeah.
I feel like I'm frequently stripping down for
Really?
unnecessary procedures.
Do they ever touch you?
No. I mean, yes. I mean, I don't know. If it's like a pee-pee problem, they might touch me on the pee-pee, but I haven't had a pee-pee problem for a long time.
You go to the doctor? No, yeah. You've had some PB problems? Yeah. Well, it's like you're like a sandwich,
A sick little sandwich.
I love a sandwich in the deli paper. For a while, we didn't have a deli like that in Kansas City. Now we do. We've got that hipster King G deli. It's real good.
Yeah.
Muffaletta.
You maybe want to go later? I could eat.
Yeah,
I could
I'm
eat.
super hungry.
Yeah.
I've just been drinking whiskey. Yeah, that sounds good. All right. That's that one. Pretty recent tweet.
I got this one.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, the next meme is another Spotify one. This one's
Spotify
called-
playlist.
It's a Spotify playlist. It's called Songs for Every Possible Mood in the Human Psyche. And there are two songs. It's I Feel Like Dancing by All Time Low, and I Don't Feel Like Dancing by the Scissor Sisters.
Yeah. So it's the yin and yang of the human psyche. You either feel like dancing or you don't.
Be like the duality of man.
How often do you feel like dancing? I don't see you dance often.
Yeah, I dance.
Do you?
Dance.
What's your favorite kind of music to dance to?
EDM.
Yeah, it's the easiest to dance to, right?
Yeah.
It's just that
Just
fucking,
fall on the floor.
that bass drum just hitting you in the chest. Like, can't help but move to it.
Yeah.
Did you ever, in high school, or I think even in elementary, just all through grade school, every once in a while, PE would turn into square dancing. Square dancing. Yeah.
Square dancing. I am never in the mood for square dancing.
No, square dancing it's a big pain in the ass. It's very rigid and like you have to do it just right. Like a lot of times they're telling you what to do now. Do-si-do. Swing your partner round and round.
There's always the guy on the microphone who's like,
yeah, it's stressful. No, it's like musical chairs, where you're like everyone, all the guys are walking one way, the gals are walking the other way, and they're like, all right, now to the person to the left of you. And it's like, fuck. Not Genevieve. All right, what's this one, Pete?
Okay, this is
Who's this guy?
an actor and another actor.
I think it's the same guy.
No, his eyes are... No, they're blue, aren't they? No, his hair is a totally different color. Not to say the actors don't dye their hair
I wish
all the
we
time,
paid
but-
more attention to things so we knew. I think it's the same guy.
Anyway, it's some conventionally attractive looking actor. And it says, my Airbnb profile pic. Which, can you have Airbnb profile pics?
Yeah,
you can.
Yeah, you
Can't
do.
you?
You do.
That's problematic, but we'll get to that on another podcast.
Is it problematic?
Yeah, and then the second one is another, I guess, conventionally attractive actor, but he looks real coked out. And
He looks like he's about to break some shit.
it says me 5 minutes after checking in. Which, have you ever rented an Airbnb? You're on vacation. You're ready to.
Several times.
You're ready to.
And I know my Airbnb
buck wild.
profile pic, which is like 12 years old. I look like a very young man, but very nice, unassuming. Not that I go around trashing Airbnbs. I do know, there's like the feeling when you're checking into an Airbnb, like you kind of want to establish, want to let them know you're like trying to give them signals, because they don't have to approve you too. So you have to like kind of play the game and be like, hey, I'm just here to chill. Not going to mess up your place.
Yeah, you do have to write a little message, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm taking a vacation.
Yeah, you got to prime them a bit. And then you get there and, then you turn into this guy.
Does Airbnb rate you as a guest?
I think they do.
Kind of like Uber rates you as a rider?
Probably.
What's your rating?
I don't know. I haven't checked. You can see your rating on Uber, right?
Yeah, Uber tells you. Mine's like a 4.85. I'm pretty good. I'm not the best conversationalist, but I'm pretty good.
I think it's mostly about tipping and how often you vomit in the car.
I've never vomited in an Uber.
Neither have I, but I've had girlfriends that have. It doesn't seem to affect my score. 2 reviews. 1 star? Is that what that means?
No, that's just the icon.
All right, let's compare Uber scores. Pete, pull out your Uber app.
I have it in a folder called Travel.
It's hardly travel. What's your score?
I got a 4.9.
4.92. And that's after 3 vomit incidents. All right, so that's that meme. What do we got here?
This one's you.
That's this one. 3 panels. The first panel is Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, and he's playfully got his cheek on a crocodile, I assume, maybe an alligator. Panel, just looking cute,
Love Steve Irwin.
Yeah, America's sweetheart, world sweetheart.
He's Australian,
dude. Australia, yeah. Australia's sweetheart. And next panel is Joe Exotic, who was the subject of a popular documentary about a year ago. What was that called?
The Tiger King.
Tiger King. He was the Tiger King. And he's appropriately positioned kind of in a similar pose, but with a tiger. And then the third panel is this guy, what's his name? Steven Crowder. And he's like this right-wing, like alt-right fucking media personality. And he's got a sign that says, Joe Exotic is Steve Irwin's Wario. Changed my mind. Explain to the folks at home who Wario is.
Wario was like Mario's evil twin who Nintendo invented.
Yeah, just like an evil, the anti Mario, right?
He's the anti Mario.
So Mario is a plumber.
He's the Antichrist.
Mario's an Italian plumber that runs around crushing turtles, right?
Crushing turts.
Crushing turts. And Wario is
he rides a motorcycle.
Wario does?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got kind of more of a jagged mustache and
wah,
a little more rotund.
He goes wah,
wah. Yeah.
So Joe Exotic is Steve Irwin's Wario.
It's kind of the fucked up version of Steve Irwin, which when you see them together like that, and kind of makes sense, right?
This one's pretty funny.
It'd be hard to change.
Yeah.
Steven Crowder's mind on that. Are you a fan of Steven Crowder, Pete?
No.
No.
But I like the meme.
I know, it's unfortunate. He created this, and that became like a meme format. People use. I'm not sure even everyone knows what, like that sign probably actually said something horrible.
Men are men, women are women.
Yeah, something like that. What else do we have? You got this one?
This one comes from like some piece of art that looks like it was probably, by some famous artist. Pulp kind of a pulp artist. I'm not sure who, but it's like they're riding a roller coaster of the damned, and there are a bunch of zombie people returning from the ride, and they're labeled people who learned the words hella and janky in 1999. And then there are these normal kind of clean cut 1950s looking people who are just entering the roller coaster, and they're labeled people learning bussin' and no cap in 2022. And I like this one because it deals with language, you know.
Yeah, it kind of calls back to you know what was being highlighted in the Harry Potter meme earlier.
Yeah, but
You know, it's going around people, you know, bussin', no cap, sheesh, for real, on God.
yeah.
You know, there's things that I don't know, some group of people, it's not us that are saying it, but we're all kind of making fun of it.
Certainly not, but you know, I hear people say bussin'. I hear people say sheesh. I've never heard no cap. I've never heard a single person say no cap. I don't think people actually talk like that.
What is no cap supposed to mean? No is cap short for?
It's like no bullshit. It's like no.
What is the cap part?
No lie. No lie.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
For real.
And then you used to say hella, right? You say janky.
Yeah. Well, hell is like from California. It's like a California. There's a joke. I always like to say, how many Californians does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
Hella. Janky's a good one. I say janky sometimes too. But yeah, there's this whole new vernacular. I keep saying the word vernacular. Is that the appropriate term? Yeah. Well, this is like, you know, where we're at in life, you know, is
these zombie people. They've been around the block. They've been through it. You know, they're changed. These other people don't even know what's coming.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, what do you think is the message here? It's these people that are trying to learn today's new language are terrified by the people that, you know, obviously the much older people, you know, in the late 90s were learning new language, who they seem pretty unfazed. They're just kind of evil and trying to reach out at them.
Well, you know, like when you ride a roller coaster, like by the time you're like done, you've been through some shit, and you've had an experience. And these people have had their vocabulary, their vernacular, just absolutely warped by these words like hella and janky. And you know, they're probably like 40 years old, and they're still using words like hella and janky. And so these people who are starting to say bussin', no cap, they don't even know what they're in for.
So is it that these skeleton people, they're unworried because they've had they learned?
They're hideous. They're zombies now.
But they seem cool compared to these scared people. So these people are scared of the people that are the hideous zombies that learned hella and janky in 1999.
Yeah.
Why are they scared of them?
Because like you're still like 40 years old and you're using these like slang words.
Well, there must be something, you know, like, you know, starting the roller coaster and ending the roller coaster. So I think it's, you know, maybe, so to us, you know, those words they seem silly and foreign to us. And then, but by the end of the roller coaster, you know, in another 20 years, we're going to go through so many more shifts. So we're going to be these skeleton monsters. You know, we're just at, you know, I mean, this is perfect for us because we're just starting our 30s, you know, kind of done learning what's new and hip, just kind of what we think is cool right now. We're probably just going to think is cool, you know, the rest of our lives. And so,
right.
So these people they're beaten down by now generations of shifts You know, like we're not so weird right now because we don't say bussin' and no cap. But after, you know, a couple decades of us being behind the times, when we still say something like hella, you know, like,
yeah, you're that totally. You're still behind the times.
yeah, but it's gonna be like way, way behind the times. Like they're behind the times, but these people are like generations behind the times. I mean, it's probably the. And that was this week's memes with Pete and Mark and Pete.
Like and subscribe.
YouTube. Most importantly, get us on the YouTube, because I feel like that's where the scratch is going to be. You know, we get that shit monetized.
Well, you get full episodes on YouTube. You don't get that on Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah, that's right. You're only getting tiny little clips on. In fact, let's film this part here just for that, just to tell people. I know you're loving the Instagram, TikTok content, but there's full hour-long episodes, 45-minute long episodes on YouTube. So watch us there when you're, or listen when you're on your way to work on the Spotify.
Hell, listen while you're at work.
Listen while you're at work. Watch while you're working from home and that fucking TPS report needs to be done later today and you don't want to do it. Throw on an episode of Marc and Pete. And we'll tell you about the end of the world or some memes that we found on Instagram.
Yeah, Marc and Pete, we're your best friends.
Or family.